Diana Carney, wife of Canada's unelected de facto Prime Minister Mark Carney, presents herself as an economist and environmental advocate, but a closer look reveals a web of corruption and shady behavior that taints her public image. Born into a wealthy British pig farming family, educated at Oxford and the University of Pennsylvania, and married to a powerful banker-turned-politician since 1994, her elite status contrasts sharply with the questionable company she keeps and the ethically dubious situations she's entangled in. As a senior advisor at the Eurasia group since 2021, she's surrounded by figures whose past scream corruption, and her own actions suggest a woman comfortable in the shadows of privilege and power. Far from the principled eco-warrior she claims to be, her professional circle at the Eurasia group is a cesspool of compromised individuals, starting with Evan Solomon, a colleague who was fired from CBC in 2015 after the Toronto Star exposed him for secretly brokering art sales and pocketing $300,000 in commissions, a blatant conflict of interest that shattered his credibility. Then there's Gerald Butts, the vice chairman, who resigned as Justin Trudeau's principal secretary in 2019 amid the SNC-Lavalin scandal, accused of pressuring the Attorney General to intervene in a criminal case against SNC-Lavalin, an act that violated the Conflict of Interest Act and reeked of political interference. These are not casual acquaintances, but key players in her professional world, suggesting she's either oblivious to their stench or complicit in their orbit of ethical rot. The Eurasia Group itself, where she holds a prominent role, has gorged on over $1.5 million in Canadian government contracts between 2017 and 2025, including a $446,210 deal in February 2025 from Natural Resources Canada for geopolitical research, with her husband now leading the nation. This smells like a textbook conflict of interest, a cozy arrangement where public funds flow to an organization tied to the Prime Minister's spouse, all while she plays the part of a climate policy expert. Beyond her professional ties, Diana Carney's social connections are equally damning. In 2013, she and Mark were photographed hobnobbing with Ghislaine Maxwell at the Wilderness Festival in Oxfordshire, hosted at the estate of Carney's sister-in-law, Lady Tania Rotherwick, a close friend of Maxwell's. Maxwell, later convicted of child sex trafficking and tied to Jeffrey Epstein, was already linked to Epstein's crimes by then. His 2008 to 2009 prison stint for sexual offenses a public stain. Posing with Maxwell, even before her conviction, shows a reckless disregard for the company she keeps, a snapshot of privilege mingling with depravity that undermines any moral high ground she might claim. This isn't a one-off. It's a glimpse into a world where the Carneys brushed shoulders with the darkest elements of high society. Unperturbed by the implications, her public behavior only deepens the portrait of a corrupt, classless figure. In 2013, she tweeted about struggling to find housing in London, whining, "Maybe I'll be able to find a place to live in London after all," despite a £250,000 annual housing allowance, roughly $7,700 a week. This came as Britain grappled with economic hardship and soaring unemployment, earning her scathing rebuke from Labour MP John Mann and widespread public outrage for her tone-deaf entitlement. It's not just a slip. It's a window into a woman so steeped in wealth that she can't fathom how her words land. A stark contrast to the eco-conscious image she peddles. Her environmental advocacy, running eco-products that work and railing against tea bags and bottled water, feels like a hollow performance when you consider her privileged perch, a rich woman lecturing the masses, while her husband's career and her own affiliations rake in millions. The Eurasia Group's government contracts are the rotten cherry on top.